course, here in Charlotte, in the wake of Iryna Zarutska's stabbing death on a light rail, North Carolina lawmakers are trying to make waves, moving forward with some legislative proposals to prevent future tragedies like Zarutska's. However, there is a divide between Republicans and Democrats. And so WCNC Charlotte's Julie Kay is following this angle. Julie, you were in Raleigh last week looking at both sides. What are they proposing?
Well, we were in Raleigh, and that press conference got called from Republican leaders, so Speaker Destin Hall and Senate Leader Phil Berger, where they had a very formal, this is what we're going to do. That bill package that we're planning might change a little bit, but they had some ideas pretty clearly about we want to reform the court system here and make sure there's some more restrictions for magistrates.
Yep.
That's been one of the biggest pieces of this. Of course, why was Decarlos Brown out in the first place? Another solution that they have for that is kind of ending the cashless bail option. But it went even further than that. Phil Berger called for restarting the death penalty here in North Carolina. So lots of layers to this, many different pieces of that. And so we had a pretty clear picture of what Republicans wanted. This week we got a little bit more insight into what Democrats are saying. Naturally, they don't agree, not surprising. But I know Representative Laura Budd, a Democrat here from Mecklenburg County, had that press conference yesterday where she kind of laid out some things that they're considering. And I spoke with Representative Jordan Lopez, where he said even before that press conference was called by Republicans, those Democrats had kind of been in talks about potential legislative action. His biggest concern, though, being that, we all want this to be bipartisan, but as Mecklenburg County representatives, we have not been included in that conversation yet. And that was a couple days ago, so potentially changes there. They go back next Monday, so I'm curious what that's going to look like, if Republicans will have that form of legislation or both sides.
Yeah, I mean, Democrats saying that the Republican approach more reactive than proactive. What exactly do they mean by that? What are they proposing instead?
So, and this is kind of a natural divide, I think, in crime prevention in general between Republicans and Democrats. State Republicans saying that they want to deal with the court system and keep people like Decarlos Brown from getting out if they are potentially going to harm somebody else, whereas Democrats are kind of focusing more on the preventative angle of we need more mental health resources. Laura Budd even called for more police officers, 5,000 more, but also 5,000 more crisis co-responders. So kind of that balance of not just law enforcement, but also resources, because we know Decarlos Brown had a history of mental health issues, and had tried to get help. His mother tried to get him help at some point, and even Jordan Lopez says, that attempt was made, the system failed there, and so it can't just be one facet, they're saying, of the issue. But I know both sides, both Speaker Hall and the Democrats from Mecklenburg County have said they want this to be bipartisan. It'll be really interesting to see if they can get, the Democrats can get some of that preventative work into this bill package, because it's not just going to be one, it's going to be a larger system of bills here.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, bipartisan seems to be the key word. They seem to be apart right now. I don't know, common ground. What are you seeing or sensing that could bring them together?
I think that the national attention that this has gotten is really putting a lot of pressure on both sides, rightfully so, to get something done. It is interesting, though, at the same time, as much as people want to see action from the state legislature, they only have so much room to put pressure on the city of Charlotte. And so these are state changes. I know that the Republicans wanted to see some investigation into how Charlotte and the county spends money and focuses their crime prevention resources, correct? But there's only so much they can do in terms of actually having a hand in that. So I think that'll be interesting to see.
Oh, yeah. So many layers, so many fingers in different pots. So they go back to Raleigh again on Monday. Julie's staying on top of this story and see what comes out of our state capitol. Julie Kay, when your story airing today on WCNC Charlotte?
4 and 6.
4 and 6. We will see you then. Thanks again for sitting in on Live Impact News this morning at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Jane.
All right.